Hello and welcome to the Seed Group Podcast. I'm Carla.
I'm Norman. That's him. And I'm Albert. If you need any of our musical services, please call 708-351-0333. Right number.
That's the right number. And we would be remiss if we did not say hello to our amazing, wonderful, fantastic, stupendous producer, Marcus. Hello, Marcus. And Albert, would you like to introduce our guest?
Today we have a lovely young lady that started out of her house and now she has a fantastic store. It's called what? Sweets Addiction? No.
I knew you were going to do it. Sweets Addiction. But it is an addiction though, so you know that works.
Young lady named Denita Horton.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. So before we talk about all your wonderful confections, tell us how you got started.
Okay, well, I got started. It wasn't my plan to be a baker at all.
Oh.
I have a daughter, Kamaya. She's my middle child. She has Down syndrome, so she's my special needs baby, and she loves to cook and bake. So I decided one day to go and purchase a cupcake maker to have something fun for her and my youngest daughter to do when we're at home. And it turned out, instead of them doing it, I was doing most of the work. So not having really any baking skills or anything at all, it became something I was like, okay, well, I could bake cupcakes now. Let me see what else I can bake. So I started to dibble and dabble in other types of desserts. And finally, I perfected a few things, was making money from them. And then finally, my husband at the time suggested that I go to pastry school. And that's what I did. Went to pastry school, went in with no skills whatsoever. Was really nervous because a lot of the women who came in to the school were already somehow skilled in that profession. But when I came out of there, I was ready to hit the ground running. I learned so much when I was in school, and I was able to start a business directly coming out of school after graduation. Cool. And from there, Sweets Addict began.
So you literally started from scratch out of your house.
I started from scratch, yes.
I was joking about that.
No, but that's awesome though. You found something that you love. You found that you loved it. You pursued it, and you turned it into a business. And don't get me started on your peach cobbler egg rolls. Yeah, we had samples. Your peach cobbler egg rolls are magnificent.
Thank you.
What prompts some of your ideas?
Just looking up recipes and just taking those recipes and adding my touch to them. Some of them are family recipes that are passed down.
Oh, nice.
Some of our desserts, like our pound cakes, our peach cobbler, things like that, are pretty much family recipes that's been passed down from generation to generation, and finally it landed in my lap. So we just, me and my mom, we took those things and we just, she would bring the old school vibe to it, and then I would just add a new school touch to it so it can have a little bit of both.
Oh, that's nice. So what prompted, because you worked out of your home for a while, correct?
Yes.
Started to open Sweets Addict. What prompted you to say, you know what, I'm ready to move out of my home and now have an actual brick and mortar store?
Well, for about a good 2 years, I baked out of my home. My customer base had grown so much, and just on top of that, to keep your creativity going as a cake artist, you have to constantly be in the know of what the new gadgets are and things like that. So I was constantly buying things just to kind of be able to stay with the trends of the time. And I outgrew my kitchen. I had so much stuff that I really couldn't cook for my kids. I couldn't, it no longer was my residential kitchen. So at that point I said, you know what, after building racks and stuff in my kitchen to hold like my bakeout items. It just no longer looked like a kitchen. So I said, I'm doing pretty good right now. It's time to maybe see if I can first try to find a shared kitchen, because I didn't know if I could afford to actually go into a space.
Right.
But what I noticed is there's really no shared kitchens in the urban areas. You really have to go far. You have to go like towards O'Hare Airport or places like areas like that in order to find a shared kitchen. And that's just too far to travel, So from that point, I wasn't even really looking for a space. I drove past a few places in my old area and stumbled upon a place that I didn't even know the business had closed. And it was a restaurant. It was a Subway. And so it had a kitchen already. And I was like, okay, this is perfect. So then I just started the process from there. Not really having the resources or the funds to open up. I just took a chance and found the way to make it happen.
I agree with what you're saying, because my daughter has a company called Chrissy Cakes, and on the same spot where she's running out of space in my house. And I'm talking about it all the time. I said, come on, girl, move. Get your own place. So I got to let her talk to you.
Yeah.
We had some, what did we have?
We had some amazing cupcakes.
Yes.
They were amazing. And I loved how each one had that personalized touch.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I really, really loved about it.
Oh, before I forget, I'm not going to tell you what happened with the special cake. Remember I told you I bought a special one for Carla?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have to watch it. So
the ones that were picked up like a week ago, right? A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had them for Valentine's Day. So, I had made sure I bought an extra one for her for a special.
Yeah. He wanted to surprise me.
Yeah, it was a surprise.
It was beautiful, though. So here's my question. I have to. For, Valentine's Day, Easter, what are some of the special things that you feature in your bakery?
For Valentine's Day, we pretty much feature a lot of items that has pink and red colors, like our cupcakes. We changed the color schemes. We try to add in like maybe cookies, like red velvet cookies and things like that may have those colors. Cake pops and specialty cheesecakes like red velvet cheesecakes and things like that. So we try to incorporate the colors of Valentine's Day to make it look more catered towards the holiday. And that's pretty much it. We still keep our staple cupcakes and things like that. We still keep our pound cakes and things, but whatever we could change the color scheme to kind of make it more colorful and more featured of the holiday, that's what we do.
Oh, awesome.
For Valentine's Day for this year, you had a special package for couples. Are you going to do that again next year?
Yes. So we do that every year. What we do is it's called a wine box.
Yes.
And we feature a bottle of wine, preferably sweet wine, unless someone asks for something different. About a half a dozen of roses, chocolate covered strawberries, and other chocolate dipped items in the box. And we set it up really pretty. And we try to match the color scheme of the roses. Like if it's a peach colored bottle of wine, we find peach colored roses. Or if it's a red wine, we do red roses. So we try to keep the color scheme the same. And we put it in a nice, pretty wine box. And we put a nice bow and ribbon around it. And we make it really nice for a person to present it as a gift for Valentine's Day. So yeah, we do offer that every Valentine's.
You guys, you're set. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done. Boom. Boom. Taken care of. And for Easter, you suggest, what are some of the things that you feature during Easter? Because that'll be
Easter to us is like the start of spring. So we try to make sure that we incorporate a lot of pastel colors with our cupcakes. We try to do more like carrot flavored items and more fluffier desserts, things like that. That kind of goes with the spring. That's not so heavy, but also makes it festive. So we do a lot of stuff like that. And back to Valentine's Day, we do the chocolate covered strawberries as well. But we do those
yes.
She likes it.
I love it. Yes, I do. So let me ask you this, because we're about to wrap up, but I want to know what's next for Sweets Addict. We all want to know.
Well, what we tell people is we're not the typical bakery. A lot of times when you walk into a bakery, it's pretty much like dark and it's boring. It's really no music playing. There's a TV in the background, and it's like you got these desserts in the case. We try to make it more exciting, so we introduce so many other things. Like we have food. We just introduced the Hennessy wings, which has really taken off. We do the egg rolls, the food egg rolls. But in the spring and summertime, because we have ice cream and things like that, that's when we add in our soft serve. We do our shaved ice. We do funnel cakes and churros and things like that. So we try to add things into our business that will make anyone happy, that will put a smile on anyone's faces, from someone that's in their elder years all the way down to a child. We try to make sure that we make it fun. We make the cupcake flavors fun, the color schemes fun, and we try to add in other desserts that a typical bakery wouldn't even put in their bakery. So what's next is just to keep trying to be innovative, try to create more flavors, create more styles and designs that would attract the eye of a customer that comes through the door, and try to find ways to keep us a step above other bakeries.
Oh, that's wonderful. So can you let our audience know where you're located?
So we are located at 4048 183rd Street in Country Club Hills. We're directly next door to the Big Lot store. We're right on the corner of 183rd and Pulaski, but we're in a strip mall, so you have to make sure you won't see us on the street. You have to kind of come into the strip mall, but just look for the Big Lot sign, and we're right next door.
I have a friend of mine, when I told him about your store, first he said, "Oh, Albert, I know where that's at." I said, "For real?" He said, "Yeah, I've been there." I said, "When did you go there?" He said, "Well, I walked over there the other day from his house." He is not close, but he loved your food. And he loves
great. Yes. Great.
We will include all that information down in the description. Description below.
Getting tongue-tied. She's so excited.
I can think about those peach cobbler egg rolls.
Right.
Yes.
Albert, since you did such a lovely introduction, can you say a lovely goodbye to our guest?
Goodbye.
Ooh.
Dead love.
Well, goodbye.
Hey, what do you say, Norman? What would you say?
What say you?
Well, I've been keeping my mouth closed because when she starts talking about it, I'll start to drool.
Can't get any better goodbye than that.
It'll be and then that wouldn't quite look right. So I'm trying to maintain some semblance of dignity and say, I'll be by there soon.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So now, can you use your eloquence to say how wonderful it was to have our wonderful guest here?
Of course, always. You know me. I'm always trying to be elegant and stuff.
Okay, get ready. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Goodbye. You said it. I'm just.
No, but
you told me to be. I'm not being mean.
It's more like.
Right. There you go. Thank you, Norman. He said it. Anyway.
Well, goodbye. It was definitely a pleasure, and thank you for inviting me to your show.
Anytime. Thank you for coming on soon.
See you soon. And thank you, Seedlings, for joining us for another Seed Group podcast. Thank you for our amazing guest who makes amazing things in the Sweet Addict shop. And as we say every week,
if you don't get there on time, you got nobody to blame but yourself.
Okay, that'll work. Okay, that'll work. To amazing seedlings, plant a seed and watch it grow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.